Quitting any addiction becomes surprisingly easy once you understand how it began in the first place. And that's it. That's the solution. You can leave right now and start applying it. But if your dopamine addicted monkey brain wants to continue, let's dive into a story. It was 3 p.m. I was sitting at my desk, staring at my screen, restless, distracted, unable to focus. And then, out of nowhere, I felt this pull, the craving for something. I didn't know what, just something. I wasn't hungry, yet I got up, walked to the kitchen, grabbed the chocolate bar, and ate it. And the moment it hit, that tension in my chest just released, and I felt relief. Next day, same restlessness hit, and this time I didn't even think twice. My body already knew what to do, and I was in the kitchen faster than the day before. The same pattern repeated the day after that, and the day after that, until one day I realized I hadn't even felt the craving and just found myself eating the chocolate again. Now let's slow that story down, because inside those 3 p.m. moments, a four-step pattern was quietly running on loop. The restlessness, the low flat feeling at my desk, that was the cue. The trigger that told my brain to find relief. That pull I felt, that itch for something, that was the craving. Eating that chocolate was response to the craving. And that relief I got after eating the chocolate, that was the reward. Every addiction follows the same pattern of cue, craving, response, and reward. When you repeat the pattern enough times, the response you give becomes an addiction. So how do you actually break the loop? Simple. You attack it at every step. First, you think addiction starts when you pick up the chocolate, open the app, or watch the video. But it starts way earlier, when the brain notices a cue and immediately begins predicting a reward. So ask yourself, what happens right before the addiction? Is it stress, loneliness, boredom, or anxiety? Once you identify the cue, remove or avoid what triggers it, or change your environment so you encounter it less often. I moved the chocolate out of the kitchen and put it on the highest shelf, and made it inconvenient and require effort. Because the more effort a behavior requires, the less likely your brain is to do it automatically. Second, remember, you're never craving the thing. You're craving what the thing gives you. I wasn't craving the chocolate. I was craving the relief that chocolate gave me. If you're feeling lonely and binge watch videos for hours, what do you really want? The videos or the feeling of connection and escape they give you? The craving is never for the behavior, but it's for the reward behind the behavior. And once your brain learns that a certain behavior makes you feel better, it starts asking for that behavior whenever you feel bad. So, be specific about what actually are you craving for. The moment you identify the craving, it becomes much easier to respond to it intentionally instead of automatically. Third, now that you know what reward you're actually chasing, don't try to quit the response overnight. Instead, replace it. Think about it. If stress makes you smoke, simply removing cigarettes won't remove the stress or the need for relief. And eventually, your brain will try to pull you back to the old habit. So replace it with a better response that leads to the same reward. If stress makes you smoke, go for a walk or talk to someone. If loneliness drives your addiction, call a friend or spend time with family. You're still getting the reward, the relief, the stimulation, but just from a different response. And every time you choose that new response, you're teaching your brain a new path to the same reward that actually improves your life instead of controlling it. Fourth, every time I ate that chocolate, my brain learned it was the fastest way to feel good. Over time, normal life started feeling boring in comparison. Work felt harder. Walks felt boring. Even things I enjoyed earlier felt less satisfying. So I kept going back to the addiction, not because it felt amazing, but because everything else felt dull. To reverse that, teach your brain to find rewards in normal life again. Exercise, sunlight, real conversations, learning, creating, and meaningful work. At first, they won't feel as rewarding. That's okay. Keep doing them, and eventually the addiction loses its grip because you're getting the reward from life itself instead of chasing it through the addiction.